What began as a manga in 2016, Demon Slayer went on to become one of the most successful anime shows of all time. After 4 seasons, 1 theatrical blockbuster hit, 2 compilation films, we are at the franchise culmination point, the Infinity Castle arc, which has been split into a trilogy of films, and part 1 is here. And it's absolutely incredible. I loved it. Let me explain. Hi all, I'm the Grinning Critic and I love talking about movies with a grin. Luckily today I can talk about Demon Slayer Infinity Castle with a massive grin on my face, as this movie really worked for me. Whether you love or hate this film, one thing that is undeniable is just how good this movie looks. The animation is honestly some of the best that's ever been put to screen. The blending of different art styles to convey tone and mood, merged with a cross between hand-drawn and CG, is amazing. There are many points in this film where the background looks photorealistic, memories are painted through watercolor-like visuals, and the incredible fluid action sequences are enhanced by poppy vibrant colours. On top of this, the musical score is brilliant. Its brilliance particularly shines through, especially in the way it intensifies the action sequences, or how it helps you empathise and connect with different characters on a more personal level. I really liked how this movie approaches characters and story. So this movie largely takes place in a single location, which is this big infinity castle. You see, the demons can't be around sunlight, so they've built this big infinity castle to try and avoid being captured by the demon slayers. And I thought that the architectural usage of this building made for some very interesting scenes in this movie from a visual standpoint, and the large wide setting, but also feeling very claustrophobic at the same time because the characters felt trapped, gave for some very personal confronting moments. The demon slayers were all really interesting characters, and I really love how this film drew light into what made them become demon slayers. I thought that was very fascinating, but the characters who had the most interesting backstories were the demons. So there were 2 guys in this movie. They both went to the same training place. They both wanted to be the successor of the master, but however both of them possessed different gifts. And one of them was jealous that he didn't have the same gift as the other person, and he didn't like the idea of being an equal successor to him, and this evil act of vengeance led him to being a demon. As a result, he gets confronted for his actions, which is best expressed through a brilliant metaphor in this movie, where the joy in his body is compared to a box of jewelry with a hole in it that is constantly getting smaller because more of the joy is being spilt out. One of the demons was born with grey hair, a rare gift, and so his parents believed that he had a god complex, so random people turned to him for advice, symbolising a societal relationship between hope and wanting to feel spiritually connected, even if the person who they are attached to isn't someone who they actually can trust, and they're just having their unique gifts used for self-profit. And we see how this drove this man insane into hearing all these troubling things that people have gone through, and how this took a psychological toll on him, and this is what led him to become such an evil figure as a means of relinquishing this anger and expressing frustration, and dealing with psychological demons by literally becoming a demon. Now this film does have its fair share of issues. I'd say the first hour and a half really just flies by. It just moves at a rapid fire pace, and you're just so invested into all these little different arcs that are going on. But however, the movie starts slowing down and you start to really feel the runtime for a good 30 minutes. But however, the movie did pick up in the end, ending with a very interesting note. I also don't feel like the story script is perfectly balanced. Some scenes feel a bit too episodic, but I imagine that this will be largely smoothened out within the upcoming entries, as this is a part 1 of 3, and they're likely having these somewhat episodic moments to tease events that will happen in future films, which I guess is necessary, and I think that a part 2 and 3 could greatly improve these minor issues in the movie. But overall, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle was incredible. The animation is top tier. The movie has a simple premise, but it is able to draw out powerful emotions and consists of many well-explored thematic complexities. I'm going to give Demon Slayer Infinity Castle an A-. I think I may actually read the manga just so I know what happens before the next movie comes out, as I don't want to have to wait like 2 years or whatever it's going to be, because that's how much I enjoyed this movie. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm the Grinning Critic, and don't forget to subscribe to me. It'll keep me grinning, that's for sure.